because of a previous relationship, which has nothing to do with what I'm in now.
That's what's up. Now, I know, as you know, me and my wife, I'm a much bigger guy. She's a much smaller woman. And regardless of your relationship, there'll always be like challenges. What challenges do you find, or do you have any challenges as far as being in a gay relationship?
I mean, not to boast or brag, but I don't have any problem finding anybody. Like, okay. I just don't. And for me, I guess if you want to say a quote unquote type, with me, I'm a slimmer person. Mm-hmm. And I go for someone that's bigger than me. Okay. So I'm like, if your height is not at least 5'6", if your weight does not start with like a 2, then it's almost like you don't need my requirements. That is what I like. It's what I am, and this is what I enjoy. You know, I dealt with someone that sort of kind of on the slimmer side, and it just wasn't working for me. I'm just like, where's the meat? Like, it's like I want to be able to hug somebody and feel something, you know, something like that. So the skinnier person doesn't necessarily work for me, but the tall and big is what works for me. Yes.
Apparently, that's what worked for me too.
You will.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Now, here's a question that I'm curious about, because, you know, again, being in a, I guess they call it heterosexual relationship or marriage, you kind of have different gender roles. Being in a same-sex relationship, who does most of like the cooking, the cleaning, and all that kinds of stuff in your relationship?
Or is it equal?
So let's dissect it. With roles, I absolutely hate that when it comes to LGBT, because it almost looks like, I mean, yeah, you may have someone in a relationship who's a tad bit dominant and someone who's not so much dominant, but that doesn't classify someone as in like really the man and the woman of a relationship. Yeah, you have people who's masculine, you have people that's feminine. I'm a little bit of both. You piss me off, you're going to get full masculine, like full masculine to the neck. With me, every day, I'm not a very masculine type person. I'm not. And I'm not the most feminine person either, so I don't want those two to get confused. But if anyone wants to look at me and my partner now, just standing side by side, you will be able to tell, like, okay, well, he seems like he's more dominant. But that doesn't mean classify me as a female, because I absolutely hate that. I'm not a female. I don't want to be a female. Never have wanted to. When people look at the LGBT community, I feel like that's what people try to do. They're like, okay, well, that's the girl of the relationship. That's the man of the relationship. That doesn't work for me. So in my household, we share them. Now, does he cook better than me? Of course. Which is why I would rather him do the cooking, because I know it's something that he's going to eat and something I'm going to eat, because he will experiment with so much stuff with food-wise and can like nail it even if it's the first time doing it. Me, on the other hand, I'm more so of, I know how to cook this, I know how to cook it well, this is what I'm going to go with, and this is what we're going to eat, even if we've had it yesterday. This is what I'm going with.
Yeah.
But the baking side of it, that's me hands now, because I am a baker. So the baking aspect is me. The cleaning, not cleaning, the cooking will more so be him, but we do share that. As for cleaning wise, he's more of a person who wants stuff clean, and I'm more of that person. We don't live in a dirty house, so I don't want it to come out any kind of wrong way. But when it comes down to cleaning, I feel like I should do stuff more.
Yeah.
But he is more so the person who will like clean up, and it would take me all day to clean up. He can go into the room and he'll be done with the room in like 30, 45 minutes. Where if I'm going to the room to clean up, it's going to take me about 2 or 3 hours. I'm going to have to sit here, and then I have to run downstairs, have to go do something downstairs, then I have to run back upstairs, put a pad in another corner, and then I have to go somewhere else. So I'm a big procrastinator. So he's more my driven when it comes to stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
As far as finances, he is the breadwinner of the household, and I have absolutely no problem with that. I don't.
Okay.
He's earned that. I give that to him, so I have no problem telling anybody that he's the breadwinner in the house. Now, just to add, I'm not anyone who's just like living off of him or anything like that. I make my own money too.
That's what's up.
So, I mean, with me working for the post office, I mean, you can almost just kind of guess, like, I'm not no quote-unquote broke person, which I'm not. So, I make money too, he makes money too. All of our money together equals a very wealthy household. So, I would say that.
That's
but
what's
he
up.
is more so the person who is the breadwinner. He likes to stay on top of bills. It absolutely irritates him when a bill is due and I'll say, oh, I'm going to pay it next week. It really is that. But me, I'm going to be comfortable. He's not. I'm like, hey, I can't give nobody what I don't have.
Yes.
So when it comes down to bills, he really wants to, like, if it's due this day, he wants to pay by that day, if not early. I'm on the other hand, I'll get paid. Listen, I was going to get on that phone. I'm just going to make a payment of a pay. Nothing's being cut off. So that's me, but he hates it.
And just to address, wifey is here. Her eyes have just been diluted. She just came back, so she's having a little difficulty reading the questions, but she has a question for you.
Yes. Can y'all adopt me? I want to live in a wealthy household. That wasn't the question. But are you and your partner, would you consider you all to be more opposites or more so alike? Because I know me and Spencer, I feel like we're more opposite than the things that we have in common. And I don't know if that's working for us or against us.
Going on 3 years, it's working for us.
For us, we're opposite. We are. Prime example, he's more goals-driven. I'm not. I mean, I have goals, but he'll set his goal and he'll reach it. Me, I'll set my goal and I'll take 2 or 3 years just to get to my goal. He is more timely with stuff. He's not a procrastinator. I am. When it comes to like really getting something done, he's on top of it. I'm not. He'll constantly remind me, did you call XYZ? Did you X, Y, Z? And I'm like, oh no, I'm going to call tomorrow. Even though I'm not doing nothing then, I can do it then. I just push it out to tomorrow. Education-wise, he literally just finished school, so he's now a FNP. So yeah, so he just finished that. So with education, he's more driven towards education, and not saying that I put education on the back burner, but it's just education is something that you really want to have to do for yourself. And me being in a situation of where I was actually going to school for free to get a college degree, I completed everything besides 10 classes because it just got too much for me, and I just didn't want it at this point. So I missed the opportunity for myself to have a bachelor's degree for absolutely free because he was teaching for a school, and him and myself were going to school for absolutely free. That's something I messed up. But then it goes to show you where his priority goes and then where you see mine are. But I'm in school now, and I will actually be done in November. So
congratulations.
And thank you. You just have to find something for you, and it's a time for me where I'm like, you know what? I really want to have something for myself. You know, he has 4 degrees.
Oh, wow.
If not 5, I know 4 at least. And then I have nothing. So I'm like, you have to start somewhere. And if you really want to be more successful for your household, you know, then you have to stop and do something for yourself. So I got in school on my own. I did the work to do it. So I'm doing the work to stay in school. And when I'm finished with that, I'm getting back in school. So, I mean, it's just you have to find that right time for yourself, because I was trying to do it to impress him, and it wasn't a time, you know, where I wanted that.
Now, here's a question I have that I think that a lot of people might have misconceptions of when it comes to the LGBT community. Do y'all have an open relationship? If so, like, what is that like? And if not, why not?
Okay, so we don't have an open relationship. It's very much just us two. We don't have that for one when you want to say that you want to be with someone, that's someone that you say that you want to be with for the rest of your life. And we've had a conversation before, it's like, I want to be with someone who 30 years from now, we can still have conversations, we can still laugh with each other, we can still, do X, Y, and Z, versus us just sitting on the couch, not saying anything, just watching TV. I want that friend first. So if y'all are really great friends and y'all know each other like the back of your hands, why would you want to be with somebody else? Why would you want to bring somebody else in? Now, years ago, I did have thoughts of a threesome. And that was way before I even got with him and I brought that to his attention. And that was something that actually bothered him. And I didn't know it would bother him because now he's thinking in his mind, oh, well, am I not enough? Like, you just want to go experience somebody else. Like, what is it? So I get that aspect of it, but I don't want an open relationship because I'm a jealous person. I am. So see, if I see my person giving somebody else attention, then I'm like, okay, well, hey, what am I doing wrong and what can I do? Because you're giving this person attention. And then what if you actually grow stronger feelings for that person over me? And then what we have and what we worked on is now gone. And I'm pretty sure my partner wouldn't want that for me either.
That's what's up. What's a must in a relationship for you to feel happy? And how important is your partner's happiness to you?
I definitely want my partner to be happy. And we've had conversations like that before, too. Because being happy is one thing that, drives your day-to-day. Because you can be with somebody and you can be totally miserable. And that's just going to make you, I would say, just a miserable person. You're going to wake up with a headache, go to bed with a headache. So I wouldn't want that for my partner. I wouldn't want that for myself. One thing that is a must in my relationship is going to be trust. It's going to be communication. I definitely want to be able to trust the person I'm with because let's just say my partner needs to go on a business trip and it's out of town. I want to be able to trust my partner and be like, hey, if you go out of town to a city that I don't even know, you're not going to get on like a dating website or you're not going to try to go to a bar and try to hook up with somebody. I won't have that much trust in somebody. To send them to that business trip, they would want the same for me. And of course, communication. One thing that in my relationship is what I'm very big on is communication because I feel like if I'm not talking to you, then who are you talking to? Because if you can't give me any communication has to go somewhere. Now, I know that you can't talk to your partner 24/7. I know that. But I do feel like if you are with someone, you will make time for that person. I'm a strong believer that even if it's 2 minutes, even if it's 30 seconds, just hearing that person's voice changes how my whole mood is for a day. We don't have to text all day or anything like that, but simple text every now and again, cool. Simple phone call every now and again, cool. Because I believe there's not one part of the day where you are so busy that you're not tending to your phone. I just don't. Because at some point you have to go to the restroom, even if you're peeing or doing anything, you can do something with your phone. Just let your partner know, like, hey, I'm super busy today. Don't take it no type of way. See when you get home. Something like that would change somebody looking or thinking versus you just not responding to them all day. Because I don't like that. Because I feel like I'm being left out. And then even if I text you and then it's like 5 hours later, I'm like, well, shit. Like, what's going on that you're so busy? Like, you can't even text me back. Then I'm going to start getting irritated. And one thing that I'm having to learn is when I text you back, it's not going to be immediate text back. It's not. So if it starts to get to 3 and 4 hours, I'm starting to worry at this point. And then when I do see you text me back and it's something simple, now I'm pissed off. To say that. I'm like, I want to talk to you like you just wait till I get home so I can really cuss your ass out.
That's something I had to learn and I'm still learning.
Correct.
It's hard. And it's like, the other part that I'm learning is when I do see you text me back, it gives me that relief to let me know that you're okay. But I'm also pissed at you. And now I'm going to wait about an hour and a half before I actually text you back. Because I want you to wait. It's like, you had me out here waiting. And I'm like, what's the purpose was waiting? You know, like I don't get it. So that's petty.